Is focusing? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Hani, and today I'm going to see Mount Fuji. I have like everything packed already. I laid it out yesterday evening and I'm eating my breakfast right now because we need the energy for the day, because today we're going and traveling to Fujiyoshida to see Mount Fuji. Cheers. Actually, I just came back from my travels and I went to a place where they sold like love horoscopes, like kind of like the normal horoscopes that you get at a temple but just focused on love. And mine said that my lucky item is canned coffee. So I'll drink canned coffee right now. Let's see if, I don't know, the stranger of love strikes me when I walk down to my konbini later. No. I don't think that's gonna be lucky forever. Maybe just today. Traveling alone in Japan as a woman. I would say it's probably safer than 80% of other places in the world. I feel, as a woman, I feel very safe. I feel very in control all the time. And during the whole trip I didn't have any weird moments, even though there were nights in my hostel where it was just me, the only girl, and all the other people sleeping in the room with me were boys. There was no weirdness, there was no weird talks or feelings, so I felt generally pretty safe, which I can't say about other hostels that I've stayed in where I've been in mixed sleeping rooms like across the world. So in that regard, if we're just talking like basic safety, yes, Japan is probably very, very safe for you as a woman, and unless you're like not straying from the path too much, I don't know, walking through the city dead drunk at 4 a.m, can't vouch for your safety then, but if you are a responsible adult, I guess you should have no problems whatsoever. But like, I'm not promising no problems, I'm just saying that's my experience, and I feel like with other people that I've talked to, and I've met people across the trip as well who were like solo female travelers, they all seem to get around very well and haven't had any bad experiences here. Throwback. Hi, I made it up here, but Mount Fuji is sadly behind the clouds. I think I'll have to come here again tomorrow or the day after that. I mean, I'm here for a few days. Still, I feel such a sense of accomplishment in a way, of just having made it here and being here right now, and yeah, I'm so grateful that I'm here. Like, what the fuck, I'm here in Japan, I'm in the picture, like, that I saw for so many years. And even though it's not like the perfect picture, because, well, it's cloudy, I'm in the picture. There's even more clouds coming. I hope it's not going to start to rain, because it actually looks like it's going to rain. Maybe I should actually start my descent right now, because there's so many stairs going up here, and because I'm a little bit sick, I was actually kind of worried. I was like, oh my god, am I going to make it without crashing? But I made it. Yes, but tonight the plan is to go to bed early to do a little bit of schoolwork. Right now I'm heading to like a restaurant that I also want to try for dinner, and then I think I'll call it a day. I'm tired, but happy. Yes, let's go grab some good food. Personally, I always do enjoy traveling alone. I'm just an introvert, I like being by myself, but that being said, I also like being around other people and I also like traveling with other people. It's just two different experiences, and sometimes I want to experience traveling alone, which is what I did this weekend. It was my first trip here in Japan where I was traveling alone, and I spent 3 nights in Fujiyoshida, which is a little town near the foot of Mount Fuji. Traveling alone doesn't have to be lonely though. I'm not out there with my earphones in all the time just staying in my own comfort zone. I'm traveling because I want to get out of my comfort zone, and I'm traveling alone because that way I feel like I'm more open to other experiences around me. Like I am maybe like starting out alone, but I met so many people along the way. I had so many great chats, and that's something that I think sometimes you can't get from traveling in a group. Of course, then you can form stronger connections inside a group, but if you want to really experience a country or experience like the life around you, I feel like traveling alone is the best option for that. I'm not closing myself off from the world, if that makes sense. I'm opening myself up to a new world. Like, for example, I think when you travel alone, what you really need to realize is that you have to put yourself out there, and not like you have to do that. Of course, I don't want to say anything like you can travel whichever way works best for you, but in my experiences you get the most out of your journey when you're open to meeting other people as well, maybe in the hostel, or like even my number one tip is just to go out into a restaurant and eat alone. And that might be so scary. Like for me a few years ago, that might have been the scariest thing ever, like just social anxiety speaking. Sitting in a restaurant by yourself is so scary. Like even just going in there, and then A, you're going in there, B, you're sitting there by yourself, C, it's another country, I might not even be able to read the menu. On my first evening when I arrived in Fujiyoshida, I went to like a very local restaurant. I found it over like a Japanese website where locals said, oh, this is like a very nice izakaya bar with very authentic local food, and I was like, well, I want to try that, let's just go there. And from the outside I didn't even know if it was open or not, but then I saw a small like open sign and I went in, and like immediately everybody turned, and it was just like these 7 old Japanese men sitting at the bar staring at me, the young foreigner girl coming in. But I had already committed to the experience by that point, so I just went in and sat down, and the very, very nice host lady who was running the inn with her husband, I think they were both over like 60 years old or something, the husband was in the kitchen and she was serving everybody. She came to me immediately and like asked me if I were okay because the menu was only Japanese, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get by and everything with my little Japanese. I didn't get by, spoiler alert, because Google Translate couldn't help me because the menu was written in like kanji, handwritten kanji, and Google Translate sometimes has a problem with that. So I did what any sane person would do. I just pointed at whatever was on the menu and was like, I'll take that. And I didn't know what I ordered, but I was up for the experience, and I got a very, very nice meal actually. I think I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu though, because everybody was like, wow, sugoi, because it was just such a big meal. But it was honestly so yummy. And then also, not only that, but I got like talking with these old men as well, because they were like asking, oh, where are you from? Oh, Germany. And then that's naturally how conversations start, where they're like, oh, I know somebody, like my son's friend went to Germany once. And then even though my Japanese is very bad, I feel like everybody's always just so kind and open then if you're traveling alone to just talk to you. And I had such a nice like time at that bar, and when I left, everybody just waved and wished me good luck for my further travels in Japan. day as well, I went to have lunch in like a hoto place, which was so yummy, and the soup was amazing because it was also getting very cold. The lady who was running it was like very, very old, and she was running it with, I think, her grandchild or something, and she took such good care of me. She came in and was like, oh, are you okay? Oh, try our special pickles. Like, I even got like special free food items because she was like, oh, you're here alone, you're traveling by yourself as a girl, are you okay? Oh, you're Nihongo Jozu. I was like, I'm not Jozu at all, I can just say the basics. If I wouldn't go into these restaurants and sit by myself at a table, which might sound lonely because yes, I am the weird foreigner girl that nobody wants to sit close to, but I also get to have these experiences and I get to have good food. Because if you're only going to the konbini and eating what you're always eating, like in Tokyo, the city, are you really experiencing the local cuisine? No, you're not. So if you're out there alone traveling, go into a restaurant by yourself, and if you're scared or if you have social anxiety like me, I always used to tell myself, if I'm going in there and something goes wrong, I'll never see these people until the day I die, probably. Like, I probably will never see these people again until the day I die. So even if anything goes wrong, or even if you are awkwardly sitting there alone, who cares? It's life. Then at least you made an experience. And that's worth so much more than just eating your onigiri from Lawson's. Of course, traveling alone though also means that you are responsible for yourself. And that might seem like just such an, oh, of course, yeah, I'm like responsible for myself. But that's one of the biggest teachings. Like, you have to be the one who feeds you, who gets you from A to B, who gives you a place to sleep at night, who gets you home before the sun goes down or before the last train. Like, the day before I went, I didn't even know how I was gonna get to Fujiyoshida. All the bus information that I found was just in Japanese. Finally, I was able to book a bus somewhere with the help of Google Translate. Spoiler, it worked, so everything went fine. But also then the other day, like, when I was searching for the bus terminal, it was so hard to find it. I was like, where do I even go? Then I had to go up the skyscraper. I was like, why do I have to go up to go to the bus terminal? But it was just inside Shinjuku Station. I just made it in time, like really just in time, 5 minutes before the bus departed. If anything else would have gone wrong, then I probably wouldn't even have ended up there. But yeah, that just shows you, like, even if you are struggling or if you are experiencing some like moments where you're like, oh, I can't really navigate here, because the hard thing is probably for most of you out there as well, the language. But I think it's a possible struggle. Like, you have Google Translate nowadays. I wonder what people did before that. Just speaking about this right now, traveling by yourself teaches you so much about yourself. You know how you react in certain hard situations. You are just with yourself and with your own thoughts, like, most of the time. And you have to be the one to make connections, to step out of your comfort zone and to engage with something that you've never even seen before, met before, a place where you never have been. But that is so exciting to me, and that is so fun to me. And I truly had the best time in Fujiyoshida. And I feel like I've made so many, like, not friends in a way, but yes, also I met people and we exchanged social media, and I now have people who I know I can call if I'm ever in that area again, or a place where I know I would love to stay again or something like that. So I even met like a German girl in my hostel the first night, and we had a great talk as well. Like, these kinds of things are moments that will stay with you forever. But as you can see from what I'm talking about, these were all moments with people. I was traveling by myself, but the moments that will stay with me are the moments that I experienced with other people. Let's stop talking about other people for a moment, because yes, I'm traveling by myself as well because I like being alone and I don't want to hang out with anybody sometimes. And 90% of my time, like, traveling was still spent by myself, just hiking, exploring nature, taking beautiful pictures and photos of the really picturesque town of Fujiyoshida. It was such a breeze to get out there, out of this bustling city of Tokyo, to a place where on Sunday even the streets were like empty. There was nobody there. I was like, what? You are there to see another place. And honestly, I had great hikes, even though didn't know where I would end up most of the time. And some days Fuji was like just a little bit clouded, which was a bit sad. But yeah, overall, I saw Fuji-San, and that was the goal. And Fuji-San and I have a special relationship.
This beautiful city, so much brighter than home, shines so pretty from a hotel window. see the girls on the crosswalk. They don't have time for me. Still they talk, 'cause I hear I'm so exotic, baby. But my thoughts drift home, despite how eager I ran from them. No matter where I run, is there room to lay my head? Where would you go? Follow the sound. Where would you go? Holding it down. Where would you go if you left town? If you left town. Oh, darling, we know so little of the world. So slowly it gets bigger now, better now, yeah. Oh, darling, we know so little of the world. So slow do we find out? I calm my nerves the old way. Nickel whiskey and 180 mils. This place is so safe, I could sleep on the platform and wake up with my money still. Friends that ghosts I've got, and I'm staying in a low-rent room, the same damn size as my closet in Denver. But my God, it's quite the view, and infinity city where the future's already gone. Where would you go? Follow the sound. Where would you go?
But as you can probably hear from my voice right now, today was actually the last day that I stayed, and when I woke up this morning, I was just down with the flu. I don't know what happened. Suddenly, like, I was feeling fine, I guess, like with a little bit of a headache the last 2 days. I think I overdid it. I walked too much, I spent too much time hiking and outside in the cold, and I didn't prepare for the weather accordingly. So I had to cancel all the itinerary I had planned for today, because I wanted to go somewhere else today and see another place, but it was just like, no. The responsible adult thing to do right now is not to push your body further, but to go home. And because I am a responsible adult, that's just what I did. This is what I wrote down when I was traveling home in the train, sick and sad, but also happy and like felt a sort of achievement, I guess. I learned that coming into Tokyo feels like coming home, because even after just 1 month here, there is a familiarity with this place that makes me feel a sort of belonging. I learned that I will continue to make mistakes and that there is no such thing as a picture-perfect holiday. I also realized that there are things beyond my control, like the weather, which realized in a whole day where I couldn't even see Fuji-San from my scenic hiking route because there were just too many clouds there. I learned that I can push myself too far, and there is a moment where my health is more important than spent money or a plan of the itinerary. And there is no shame in just going home then. I met people that I will never forget, and I'm so grateful for everyone who reached out to me. I'm happy that I could expand my horizons and see views that I will cherish forever. And lastly, I'm just proud of me. Like, selfish thing to say, but you go, girl. Turns out you're not as much as a, like, wussy as you sometimes think you are, and you're much stronger than you think you are, and you're much braver than you think you are, And that's why I'm proud of you. Ganbatte. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you took something away from it. And I hope to see you again on my channel as well. So as always, have a nice day, have a nice night wherever you are, and bye, be back on my channel.
Where would you go?